Obviously, good result in the midweek. Good for the team to get back to winning ways after a couple of defeats.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think obviously, like you say, 2 defeats. It's important to try and have a reaction as quick as possible, and luckily we had that. Obviously, with the game on Tuesday night. I think the second half performance was back to where we wanted in terms of level of performance. So yeah, something now we can hopefully build on and try and get some momentum back.
4-3-3 is very much the way of football at the moment. How do you enjoy it as a striker? Because it's quite a different expectation to if you were playing as a 2 up top or something like that.
Yeah, no, but I think it's something sort of I've been sort of geared up to. I've played it a few times so far in my career, and the gaffer wants to play that way at the moment, and it's something you sort of have to take on. You're learning all the time. I enjoy it, especially with the widemen we've got here at the club. So it's a chance to obviously, with the way I say with the widemen, to hopefully score some goals, and that's obviously what I keep trying to do.
You've probably got 2 of the 4 wide men in the league at the moment, haven't you? In Harry and Brennan to play with.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like you say, that's exactly it. But not just we obviously got other players in the squad that can do that, and when you've got players like that around you, it makes your job a lot easier. So then I sort of try and hopefully give them a platform, or whoever's that number 9 up there, to give them a platform to succeed.
How do you feel you've been going yourself this season?
I think performances have been relatively good as a whole for myself. I just there's no denying. Obviously, I think I should be on more goals by now, but it's not something I worry about. Because I back myself to get that. So that's just a case of keep getting the positions, and then it'll keep coming.
I seem to remember talking to you in the summer, and you were talking about getting back to the real fitness that you wanted, and we can see the difference, can't we, between last season. As hard as you try, if you've not quite got to the level you want, it's always that bit more difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the benefit of having a pre-season under my belt as well. So obviously last season I'd sort of come back from a long-term injury and straight into football, and trying to sort of build that pre-season almost fitness through games, which is quite hard to do. Something I've never had to do in my life, in my career, but it's something now obviously I'm aware of, and I think I really benefit from having sort of that lockdown to try and keep fit or get fit, and then going into a pre-season and to have that bank of fitness going into a league season.
You're all of a sudden, as we've said in the past, you're one of the more experienced players in terms of games. Do you sort of try and help out some of the less experienced players? You've got some very young players at Lincoln at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a role I almost relish, whether that be on the pitch or just around the training ground on a day-to-day basis. It's a chance to sort of, if the lads need it, I'm more than happy to talk to them, and I think they know that. I try and do what I can when I sort of spot something that where the player might want to have a chat. It's certainly a role I relish, but we've got a few experienced lads here who are more than happy to sort of contribute and help the young boys. But they're seriously talented lads here, so try and help any way I can, and I can learn off them as well.
And are you getting a lot of feedback from fans? You live in the area, obviously. You're sadly not in the ground with the fans at the moment, but out and about, are you getting some good feedback?
Yeah, no. As a club, obviously the start we've had has been brilliant. It's something we want to build on. It's only a start. You can't really mix with people at the moment, can you? So that's quite difficult to just have a general conversation with someone in a coffee shop. That's one that's difficult. But no, yeah, no. Like feedback as a whole has been generally positive.
Is that weird as a player? Because I mean, we've seen a lot of players from non-league clubs. Your old club, Boston United, had quite a few players with COVID, but obviously a lot of them have day jobs and have to work in other ways. Do you find, because you're professionals, in some ways it's easier to exclude yourself from society? Not that you want to, but do you find that a bit of a strain at the same time?
I think we're very lucky actually that we can do that. Compared to say, like you say, players that maybe non-league who work other jobs. We're very lucky that we can come into this bubble on a day-to-day basis and go back to our homes. And we try and alleviate any sort of worries then, obviously with the current pandemic. So yeah, I think it's more a case of lucky rather than being any strain on us. I think we're very sort of privileged to be in a position we are, where we can sort of limit the sort of numbers into the building, say for example, and contact with other people that haven't been sort of maybe go through the same process as we are. So yeah, no, very lucky.
I'm socially distanced here at Radio Lincolnshire. Are you the same to some extent? Maybe out on the training pitch, but when you get back in the buildings?
Yeah, we have certain protocols that we have to follow away from the training pitch, around the training ground. Whether it be as simple as sort of sanitising hands on entry to certain rooms or vice versa. Obviously temperature checks. But yeah, there's many protocols we have to follow.
Looking ahead to the game on Saturday, first of 3 away trips. A lot of travelling coming up.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a fun week. Obviously, Saturday starts with Saturday, so that is where our focus will be fully on. Which will be a tough game on Saturday. It's what I'm looking forward to. Obviously, I played at the Lincoln last season, and it was a result that went against us in quite a sort of a mad game, and so it's something we want to sort of try and put right. It's always a difficult place to go, Accrington. They've started off really well as well, so there'll be a tough side to come up against. We're working hard, and like you say, it's first of a busy week and a busy month. To be honest, there's lots of games coming up.
And it was a frenetic game from my memory last season. You, as a team, took the lead, I think, 3 times and ultimately lost it. But you're a very different group of players now compared to them. Yeah,
no, definitely. We're a very different team. But it's still, I think, if we can use that sort of experience for the lads that were there and channel it in a positive way, then there's no reason why we can't do that. And I'm sure they'll remember it as well, so it'll give them something. Bit of bite, and it's going to be a good game hopefully. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And they're on a good run of results at the moment, and they're a club for me that they're a relatively small club, but they make the most of what they have in terms of geography and recruiting players.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like you say, in terms of maybe small clubs, our customers a small club. They've been doing it in League One for a while now, but they use the like you say, small stadium potentially to their advantages. So it's like I said, it's a difficult place to go. Change rooms aren't the nicest. So we've just got to try and put that out of our minds. And when we're on the pitch, it's business as usual.